What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we're going to be talking about Hu Tao, talking about builds and things like that, because I know a lot of people want to know about the builds, what weapons should I use, blah, 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 blah. I will be actually making a team guide on her tomorrow, because I know a lot of people want to know about teams and things like that. So I'm going to be talking about a couple of different characters that work really well with her, and basically make her kit work pretty nicely. And it's not going to be just a 5-star list. It's going to be a lot of 4 stars too, so don't worry about that. But anyways, talking about builds and weapons, because I know that's what a lot of people want to talk about. Anyway, so starting out with builds. Okay, so number one, this is the build that I've been running mostly. 2-piece Noble, 2-piece Crimson. This is the build that I farmed up. Now, I did switch D-Luke's, well, not D-Luke's entire 4-piece because I need HP, but I did switch to 4-piece Crimson. I tried that out a bit, and it wasn't really a noticeable difference. Now, I have not tried out Lava Walker. I've seen a couple people try it out. It seems pretty decent as well. I have not tested out Lava Walker myself, but from what I can tell, as far as her kit and everything like that, it's not even going to depend so much on the set bonuses, right? Like, if you want to go 4-piece Crimson, if you want to go 2-piece Crimson, 2-piece Noble, if you want to go 4-piece Lava Walker, if you want to go 2-piece Crimson, 2-piece Gladiator, all of those are fine. The biggest difference, right? So if anyone tells you otherwise, test them on this. The biggest difference between Hu Tao, and the main reason is because she scales off HP, is going to be your substats. The main difference between any of, like, your build working or not is going to be what your stats look like after you build her and everything like that. Looking at my substats, as you can see, Elemental Mastery, Energy Recharge, HP, Crit Rate. Go on to the next one, Energy Recharge, Crit Rate, HP, HP main stat, HP base, some Crit Rate in there, some Energy Recharge, Pyro damage on the cup, crit rate, attack percent, HP, and then the last one is a crit rate headpiece with crit damage, attack percent, and some defense. So looking at that, and then looking at my main stat, 63% crit rate, 168% crit damage. I do have crit damage weapon, and she gets crit damage from her Ascension stat. As you can see, all of this stuff combined is what's making my Hu Tao as good as she is, and what's making her hit as hard as she does. Right? So it's not even going to be near as much the 4 set or the 2 set, because all of that is going to boil down to gameplay. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at 4-piece Crimson, overload damage, burning damage increase, vaporize melt damage increase, etc., etc. You get the stacks, which is nice too. But if you are using her as a burst DPS, which is like Popper E, charged attack, do some auto attacks, ult, switch out, the 4-piece set's not going to be doing you any good, because you're not going to be using melt comp, most likely. You're not going to be getting max stacks. You're not going to get, basically you're not getting the bang for your buck on the 4-piece. So going 2-piece Noble is going to be a lot more beneficial to you, simply because you are going to be getting that burst off and switching out. Now, if you look at Hu Tao as far as a more of a main damage dealer with maybe a melt comp, 4-piece Crimson is going to be really nice for you. Right? Because you will be getting that increased melt damage. You will be getting those stacks because you're going to be having her in the front for a large part of it. So at that point, it's going to be a lot better. Now, if you go look at 4-piece Lava Walker, which, let me find one. Yeah, so 4-piece Lava Walker increases damage against opponents affected by Pyro. This is going to be really good if you have a Pyro support on your team that can basically constantly keep Pyro on them whenever she is on her 6-second cooldown. Because if you guys don't know how she works, her E ability lasts for 9 seconds. It's on a 16-second cooldown. So there's a 7-second, which is more of like 6 seconds because it goes away on one of those seconds. But anyways, it's on like a 6-7 second cooldown where you have no Pyro. Now, Pyro will still be applied to the enemy, and with the passive on our charge attack, the Blood Blossom, you can still have Pyro on them, but running someone like Zhang Ling is a very beneficial unit to you, because you throw out Gooba. Gooba will ensure that you have Pyro attached to the enemy at all times. So the 4-piece Lava Walker is going to be really nice for her in that aspect, because it'll always be active. So the 3 different builds that you can go definitely depend on how you're playing her, and I feel like none of them are as big a difference as just making sure you have really, really good substats. So if anybody's trying to build her, substats is the biggest part of it. Versus, you know, 4-piece Crimson, 4-piece Lava Walker, or 2-piece Noble, 2-piece Crimson. So there you guys go. Because also, if you're running Melt Comp, Lava Walker doesn't really work, because if you apply fire to a unit, or if you apply cryo to a unit and then you apply fire, the element goes away after, right? Like if you're doing that, once you use the reaction, the element goes away after. So there you guys go. As far as her builds, that's pretty much what you want to know. A lot of people want to know if you should go attack percent hourglass. HP is 100% the way to go, except there's one exception. If you are running a heavy melt comp, you can go elemental mastery, but you do want to have HP percent as a substat, right? So if you're going like heavy, you know, melt comp, you can go elemental mastery on the hourglass. Anything outside of that, HP 100%. I've seen a couple people go HP percent on the cup. I still think pyro damage is the better option. You obviously you just want to have HP percent as a sub, but I mean if you want to go HP because you have like an amazing HP percent cup, be my guest. I keep HP percent cups. Like this one's HP and then it rolled HP base a lot. This is really good. This one has crit damage and attack percent and base, so I keep HP percent in the cups if the substats are really good. So whatever you need to do, go ahead and do it. Now the headpiece, a lot of people are running HP percent as well. I would only suggest running triple HP percent if and only if you can get a lot of crit rate substat. And the reason why I say that is because if you're not going to crit, then you need crit rate to do your damage. I highly recommend going crit rate or crit damage as far as, you know, what you want to use on her for the most part. Because if you don't have a 5-star weapon that's like Primordial Jade or Staff of Homa or something like that, you're probably not going to be getting the crit rate, crit damage that you need to make her do enough damage. So for the most part, HP, pyro damage, crit rate or crit damage there. Now, weapons. Let's get into the weapons. Obviously, Staff of Homa, best in slot. Everyone knows that. I don't need to talk about it. Primordial Jade Wing Spear and Vortex Vanquisher both work. They both work. Now, the reason why I say they work is because she scales off HP, so the attack percents that she is going to be getting is not going to be that amazing. But obviously, it's a 5-star weapon, so it's going to be really good, right? I wouldn't even say Vortex Vanquisher. I say Primordial Jade because it has crit rate, and it gives a damage bonus instead of just attack percent. But this gives literally just attack percent, so I don't even know about this. But this has really high base attack, which is really good. And then it gives damage bonus, which is really nice, and crit rate. So if you have a 5-star weapon, go ahead and use it. Also, Skyra's Spine is looking to be one of her really good weapons as well. So if you have any 5-star weapon, go ahead and use it. Now, after we've talked about that, 4-star weapons. Deathmatch is going to be nice because it gives you crit rate. The base attack is not going to be super high though. So the scaling on her HP percent is not going to be as high. It also gives attack percent, which is not going to be as good. But it's still usable because it gives crit rate. Crit rate is just one of those stats that it's universal. Anyone can do it. Now, moving on to Blackcliff. Blackcliff is in the same situation because Blackcliff gives crit damage, which is really nice, has a little bit higher base attack, but it gives you attack. After defeating an enemy, attack is increased. She can't really use attack, so just keep that in mind whenever you're looking for stuff to use for her. You go into this shop right here. Now, this is what I want to talk about. A lot of people sleep on this weapon, and I don't know why. Star Glitter. It gives you energy recharge, and after you use an elemental skill, increases normal and charged attack damage. Whenever you use her E, all you're going to be doing is normal and charged attacks. Very, very good. You'll never get 2 stacks because she can only use her E once, but it's increasing her damage. This is one of the only passives that actually work for her because most of the other passives are giving attack percent. So this is a pretty good weapon to look into if you want to do it. Crescent Pike, I mean, she can't really use the physical damage. You can definitely use it if you want to, though. I know a lot of people you know, opt for this. So that's perfectly fine. If you want to use that, be my guest. And then people are going to also ask about, not this, Favonius. Favonius Lance you can also use if you're using her for like a burst sub DPS type of unit. This is fine because you'll pop her E, you'll do a charged attack, you'll do some autos, you'll pop ult. By that point, you will proc the passive, right? And she's getting energy recharge from this. So she's giving energy recharge to the team. You'll switch to like Zhongli or whoever, pop their ult, switch to maybe Albedo, pop his ult, switch back to her, pop her E, pop her ult. It's that type of build if you want to go that. Now, melt comp. Dragon's Bane, top tier weapon for her if you're using Xing Shu. And the reason why is because obviously Xing Shu is water. You are getting, at R5, you're getting 36% increased damage if they're affected by Hydro or Pyro. So if you're using her with Xing Shu, Elemental Mastery, this becomes an insane weapon for her. I know a lot of people been sitting on this weapon since like day one. It's probably still level 1, level 20 in a box. This weapon has the potential to be very, very good for her if you're running either a melt comp or if you're running Xing Shu, which means, you know, vaporized comp. So very, very good weapon there. Lithic weapons. This lithic weapon is not bad. It gives attack percent though, right? But it gives crit rate as well, which is pretty nice. This weapon's not bad. It's a really good weapon. I don't think it's really good for her though because of how much attack percent it gives. So as far as lithic weapon, I don't really think so. But as far as everything else, there you go. And then I know you guys want to know about the talents. I'm going to tell you up front, all of her talents are really good because her E obviously gives her the fire damage, right? But her E scales off of her normal attacks. So if your normal attack talent is low, your E's not going to do as much damage because she's auto attacking, right? So same thing with charged attack damage, all of that. As far as her ult obviously it's going to give her more healing, give her more damage under 50%, give her more damage in general, blah, blah, blah. So, as far as what you should level, I'm going with 699 simply because I'm using her as a sub DPS burst unit, right? I'm going to pop her E, charge attack, normals, pop ult, switch out. If you're running her as a main DPS, you probably want to get this to 9-2. So, as far as that, I say E ult first, and then normal attacks if you are running her main DPS. So there you guys go as far as that. So that's pretty much everything in the build. I know it's pretty lengthy. This is a pretty long video. I apologize. I will have timestamps for anyone that wants to have them or whatever. I'll probably put it in the comment section or something too so you guys can, you know that or whatever. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. With that being said, I will see you guys next time. Peace.